Hi everybody, my name is Art Conforti, and over 20 years ago I created my very first website with a local development team here in town called Gravity Free. They did a very nice job with me. We had a really good back and forth relationship where I had an idea, they had an execution, they had an idea, I had a plan. We just kept going back and forth, and together we came out with something that really worked well. But it took over 2 years to develop that very first model. um, for those who may not know me, the site that we started with was called Beneva.com, and that was a site right here. Now, today that's obviously evolved, and we have made many copies of it. Uh, the only thing about that is that many of them look very similar as they're rolling them out today. And that's okay. I mean, it's a good design. It works well, but you really have to put the florist touch into it. Understanding the company and the seasons. For example, it's now August, and all through the summer they had tulips up on this site. Well, tulips are a very hard flower to get in the summertime, so I don't know that that would have been my choice. You have shops like this one here. When I went out, every one of the shops that we built, I actually traveled to their locations and worked with them. And there was over 70 of them, about 75, 76, um, before I had completed and sold my business and moved on. But for example, I particularly know this owner isn't fond of purple. So I don't know that I would have used these colors on his website. It's just knowing the little things like that. So we started creating our own websites and working with different developers, Gravity Free being a choice for sure. But in doing so, we found that exploring many of the ones that are out there, such as Epic and Web Systems, Florinex, Teleflora, FTD, they all have something to offer. But I just found that FTD was able to secure and build me exactly what I was looking for, and also the uniqueness of the designs. Now, as you can see here, we also track where people are shopping on our sites. We want to know and understand that. And that's what this video is about today. We're going to speak to you about what it is that we do and how do we find that information out. But when you make a beautiful website and what's behind it is a florist that created it, such as myself, I'm going to be able to point out actions that you might want to put in place at your business, such as having the sales team meet with your design team every day. I mean, every morning you should know what products you have. If you are promoting sunflowers, such as this one here, you like to make sure that the shop has sunflowers on hand. Again, we'll go to Nancy Craft. This looks very much like the Beneva site. So, to have sites that all look the same, I don't know. It's up to you. It depends on what you want. With the sites that we build, and really one of our favorite developers are Teleflora. We have a great relationship with them, and they really focus on building what the consumer wants. So if you want, say, an upscale site, we were able to work on the design specs. This one located in San Francisco. We wanted very subtle, very clean, and whatever we needed, they were able to make for us. But the checkout page became very important as well. So, for example, if you went to Moravian Florist and you checked out with this product, for one, I think when you have an arrangement in a unicorn, you should have a separate picture of the unicorn in the arrangement, so you know that that's a featured item in there. But look at the copy here. Beautiful charmed unicorn keepsake container filled with assorted flowers. You're not getting the SEO value of using pink roses, carnations, alstroemeria lilies. All that copy is really helpful to SEO results. I mean, you're just feeding so much more information to the search engines. For the site that we built using Teleflora, this is what ours looks like. Send your thoughts with these beautiful design, Gerber daisies, roses, hydrangea. I mean, we're using the flowers. The only thing I would have liked here would have been an option for deluxe. Now, I'm going to show you something here that is quite interesting. And why do we know that that's important? Well, we track and see where people are going when they're out shopping around. So this here has been probably our most popular site, as well as this one here you saw earlier. Alpha is another one that a lot of the shops like. And these are just clean. They're large. They're well stated with their flowers. Everything is very crisp. And here Abbott's is promoting a rose giveaway so they can capture more emails for people that might just be browsing. We also built them a custom wedding site. I mean, this here does anything and everything you need your wedding site to do. Basically, whatever a shop owner needs, we're able to create for them, and we're free to use anybody we want for our development. Some product we develop ourselves, such as this one, and other ones we like to work with Teleflora because we feel that having an all-in-one solution is the best way, because in many cases they clear the credit cards, they got the POS. Like, why try to break the system? It works so well. But the purpose of this website, the purpose of this video, I'd like to get to that right now, is understanding all these choices that you have out there. What's the best one and why, right? I mean, is it all looks? Up to a point. But what's most important is conversions, and you have to track them. That's where our program comes in here. We like to look at everything people are doing on your site when we're developing a solution for you. We don't just put a picture up there or an item without tracking. And we've done this way back in the day when I made my first website with the team at Gravity Free. We tracked the results of every action. So if a customer was coming by, the actions that they were performing were maybe going to the left or looking to the right, or selecting larger arrangements than smaller, and sometimes doing an A/B test of, say, 3 images on the home page compared to 4 images on the home page. The more knowledge you can get to understand the behavior of your customer, the better your chances are going to be of getting a conversion. So this particular shopper is live, by the way. I mean, it was captured, but this was how they were shopping and sliding their mouse across the website. With the program that we use, we're able to see if they're on a tablet, if they're on a phone, or if they are on a desktop. So again, given all that knowledge, becomes a great deal of power in being able to develop a solution that florists are going to find very favorable, because they're going to be able to convert orders better. And we track everything we do at Bloomerang. We like to track every step somebody takes, how many visits, how many exits, how many phone calls are made. Because many times people or shop owners get confused with exit pages, or they call them bounces. I don't necessarily think that everyone that bounces from a site doesn't pick up the phone and call you. What if they go to your site, see something they really like, and they end up calling? So much of that is going on. But let me show you here what we learned in this experience that we were watching. The customer is looking around. Now that's the mouse just floating along the site. You know, many times you're on somebody's website, you don't think that anyone's paying attention or you're paying attention, but somebody's tracking the movement of your mouse and everything you're doing on that website. So be aware of that. Now, people can also track your whatever you're typing on the site, so be cognizant of that too. We do not do that. All we want to know is what is the shopping pattern of the consumer. So this consumer here, while they're shopping, is telling you something. He's looking around at plants, but is he really looking for plants, or is he looking for plants and possibly price? So this is real time. Like, we could speed this up, but this was the pace that the consumer was moving at. And he's looking, and he's most likely reading to see what are the options. So he continues to look around. Now, he could be doing something else. I mean, we are just tracking what's on the screen, and that blue dot is his mouse. He notices an orchid up at the top, but then he notices this one. And what's the difference? One was like $59, this one's $45. And clearly, in this case, price mattered, because he selected that orchid, as you'll see here. Boom. He clicked there, and there he goes. Now he's on Abbott's Orchids. This is a $45 purchase. Again, we should have had an option there for deluxe or upgraded for $60. or 65. Don't use increments of 10 or $5. Make them different. 15, 20, 12, not 12, but 15, 20. Always do, fives or whole numbers, in my opinion. But you don't want to do the same one on every item because they're going to know it's okay, 45, 50, 55, 60. Can you really see $5 in an item like that? Chances are no. So you're better off saying 45, 15, and maybe 85. Now you're giving considerable differences, and you should be able to expect a considerably different bouquet when it's delivered. So they're pretty much at the end of the shopping here. They're going to go on to the checkout. But I just wanted you to see the time and effort that we like to put into all that we do to make sure that a site that is put out by Bloomerang has a lot of the considerations of a retail florist in it, because that's what's most important. Understanding how people shop on your site, what it is that they're looking for, and then showing items and offering images that can be easily created in your design center. For example, I don't like making a dozen roses and calling it um, Forever Love, because now you have to look that up and then you see it's just a dozen roses. Well, when a holiday comes around, you're looking at all your orders and you're trying to remember the names and the numbers. And wouldn't it be easier if you just said dozen long stem roses, forever young, or forever love, or whatever you want to call it? But put the name of the item, if you can, in front of the name on the work order. So dozen roses should say 12 roses, 18, 24, 36, and then go from there. The easier you can make it for a designer to be able to pick that arrangement up or that ticket up from the desk and put it with the dozen roses that are being made up, the better. And in meetings with the designer and the sales clerk. Now, I know some of you are saying, well, I wish I had all those people. I've only got 3 people. I can't hire enough people. I understand. But touching base with whoever's bringing the flowers in to ensure that whatever's on your website is what's in your store. We call that the cooler. You have your cooler for your showroom. You put flowers in there that came from the design center. Well, the website should be no different. Always treat your website as if it's a cooler. And what we're doing here is we're tracking the pattern of the shopper, just like you would at your flower shop. People walk in the door and they continue on through the store, and you see what they stop and look at. I mean, there's been so many studies on that, right? Look at any CVS or Walgreens. There's a reason the pharmacy is in the far back, because that's where most people go, and they want to make sure you see everything on your way there and everything on your way back out. Well, that's what we're trying to do with the website too. With add-ons, do you make them based on the product or do you make them based on the occasion? I particularly like the occasion. So this way, when I say it's a sympathy, you can offer an angel or a ribbon. Unlike, you don't want to offer a balloon with a sympathy bouquet. All those little considerations, I think, are what make Bloomerang Solutions a good choice for your floral shop. Now, for other retailers, we do retail, and that is what we specialize in. We can learn anything that's given to us, but that really is our strength and your I guess you should say a credit to you, or added value to you, our customer, if you're a retail florist or just a retailer. We're going to put together tools that are going to help you retail better. So this is what it looks like. This is what we're doing. And now you can see the kind of tools and what people are using out there on the internet. So when you're shopping and looking around on a site, understand that it's all being tracked. When you go on Facebook and you happen to see that everything you just looked at in a store, or something you clicked on a website now starts appearing everywhere you look, that's not by accident. It's all tracked. Everything is using artificial intelligence to calculate what your next step and move is going to be, so you can look at something that is consistent with what you're interested in. I think it's a good thing overall, but to some it can be a little creepy. If you have any questions, you can reach me 24/7 at 941-544-5000. I welcome your call. I look forward to speaking to you, and you can see why this is our #1 site that we've been selling recently. It's just gotten so much attention. We make a lot of adjustments and change them, but it is quite popular, and we're trying to make sure that all of our shops have a unique experience. And we've got an amazing site coming out next week. It's going to be one with it's a parent-child experience where you have one site and it's got many different parts of it in different cities and so forth around the country. Really amazing technology where you can make one change and everything changes. I mean, really simple, but we're showing you how to use it for a retail florist. So if your shop is up and growing and you're thinking about opening up for additional locations, please give me a call. Let's talk about that. The ideas are free. I'll be happy to give you an analysis of your site. It's all free. Not looking for anything more than a good conversation because I always learn from my fellow florists. Thanks again. My name is Art Conforti, 941-544-5000. Look forward to speaking to you soon. Thank you.